Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. This is episode 259, but this is my second actual YouTube episode. It's kind of crazy because I kind of wanted to start to give more of a YouTube presence, and so it's a little work, I have to set things up like a stand and a camera and a mini microphone on the camera and my recording mic for my audio version, which is on the computer. I make myself a drink now because to wet my whistle. That was weird and racist. I'm sorry. It's hot chocolate though, so it's delicious, deliciously racist. No, the Bry-Fy podcast. Anyways, guys, so this episode we are going to review Chip Zdarsky's Star-Lord run, which was in 2016. Sadly, ended after 6 issues in 2017. I don't know if it was the numbers bug, just wasn't pulling enough sales why it got canceled. Maybe I don't think it was critically bad because after reading it, the 6 issues, they were fantastic. I love Chip Zdarsky's view of Star-Lord being trapped on Earth, how he kind of deals with things. What Zdarsky does really well is write side characters in the Marvel Universe, characters that are really fleshed out, really interesting, and add to the story. They're just not plot device. I mean, in some ways, yeah, they are plot devices, but they're not just a thing. They feel like breathing people within the story and help tell that story very well. And so I don't think it was bad writing which caused Star-Lord to end. Maybe it was just sales. And Marvel's kind of recently had this really big, it needs high numbers or it's not worth it. We'll try something else. And I think also now that you have the X-Men coming back with the Fox deal, Marvel's more willing to push all that along with Fantastic Four. And so the Guardians of the Galaxy, they've had their time. They've had their 2 movies, so they might not be pushing Guardians too much anymore. But then I don't really know what's going on too much within the Marvel world. I've been kind of just reading them as they come on Marvel Unlimited, which is a great app to use, especially if you want to read a bunch of Marvel comics. Definitely check out Marvel Unlimited. And that's where I read Star-Lord. Last issue we had a physical copy of a book that I could show you. I do not. I have notes right here, but I don't have a physical copy. So I'm going to try to figure out a cool little iMovie way to get these images somewhere on here, maybe here or over here. That way you guys can check out what I'm talking about with the book. So let's talk a little bit about Star-Lord now. Like I said, it's written by Chip Zdarsky, and I'm going to have my notes. So if I'm looking, that's because I'm looking at my notes. Pencils are by Kris Anka, and colors are by Matt Wilson. So basically in this story, the Guardians are broken. Their ship is broken. They're stuck on Earth, which is a broken planet because Civil War II just happened, and everything is just terrible. So yeah, that's about par for the course for Guardians of the Galaxy and everything else. Like I said, it takes place after Civil War II. Peter Quill is pretty much just grounded. I mean, that's kind of what they call this series, is Star-Lord Grounded. And he's just biding time, he's just trying to swing life away until his ship gets repaired and he can fix things up with his team and get back out of Earth. But that's usually not how things go in the Marvel Universe. No one just sits idly by and then things go perfectly well for them. He ends up teaming up with Old Man Logan, which is, how could that go wrong for him? And it just seems he's just not really accustomed to a lot of Earth's things, customs, standards, like cell phones and talking to people and shirts. He doesn't understand how shirts work, or shirts don't understand Peter Quill's body because he is shirtless a very sexually amount in this comic book, let me tell you that. It's definitely eye-gazing. Anyway, so like I said, hangs out with Old Man Logan. They end up in a bar. Yeah, things aren't going to go well. After that, turns out now he's got to do community service, and now he's serving a new Old Man Edmund, who is a non-powered senior citizen. And he, I guess, got signed up for a program where superheroes come and hang out with you. Because, yay, old people need celebrity friends too. I guess. I don't know. It's funny though. It's really cool. Basically, Peter Quill is trying, he's got to fill out his community service hours, and he's just trying to be nice when things once again go horribly wrong, because where Peter Quill goes, I guess trouble and a lack of shirts follow. And so now he's trying to stop a bank robbery, but Miss Marvel shows up and just takes him out, like shows Peter how superhero on Earth really works. And let's face it, she's my favorite hero of all time, so she's pretty damn good at what she does. And what she does is stopping bad guys. Anywho, bank robbery gets solved. However, things don't really go smoothly. Peter Quill still needs a job to pay for things, because he's still got to pay a fine on top of his community service, and ends up getting the job at a bar that serves supervillains. So now, I mean, that, supervillains, they're just normal guys. They just want to drink. They just want to wind down from the day, grab a cold one with some friends, like we all do. You work your 9 to 5, knocking over banks and stealing cars or whatever superheroes do. Villains, sorry. Ooh, Freudian slip there. No. So it's pretty fun getting to see him interact with that. Things go horribly wrong. Black Cat gets involved. Daredevil gets involved in the story. And Edmund gets involved. His son gets involved. Someone dies. And Star-Lord really has a lot of reflecting, because, sorry, I'm done with my notes now. Throughout the story, I mean, the Guardians had broken up. He was dating Kitty Pryde at this time, X-Men Kitty Pryde. They had broken up. Spoiler alert, if you follow Marvel Comics, Kitty gets married to Colossus. And that was last year, I think, or earlier this year. Or did that happen? Am I making that up? Is that my head canon? I don't remember. Anywho, so yeah, Peter definitely has a rough go of it throughout this series, but it's a lot of fun. There's you get a cameo from Howard the Duck, which Chip Zdarsky also wrote, which is a fantastic series, and you should definitely check it out. And it sucks because there was a lot there to this comic that I wish could have been expanded on. I love the side characters. I love how he kind of integrated himself not only with like heroes and stuff, but with villains. That could have been a really fun take on villains, getting to work that bar, and just kind of getting to help Edmund's son out, kind of find himself and get him on a different path. And so it just kind of sucks that this ended. It ended way too soon. 6 issues. And I really wish we could have got more of Chip Zdarsky Star-Lord, because I think there was a lot more to tell, a lot more fun stuff. But artwork looks fantastic. I like I said, I put the pictures on there, so you guys got a chance to see that. You can go back and see that, but then you got to listen all the way through. Actually, just start the video over and give me some more views. That would help me out a lot. But artwork looks fantastic. I love it. Not just for sexy Peter Quill, but everyone looks pretty cool. The action looks fun, quirky. It's just a fun book, which I really enjoyed about it. Colors look great as well. It's definitely one of my favorite Marvel drawn books, and there's some out there that I really love. This one is definitely in my top favorites. It's just clean artwork, which I really like. Story's fun. It ends kind of abruptly in issue 6, which really sucks because I feel like there was more to tell. I mean, obviously, I don't think Chip signed on to do 6 issues for this, and it just kind of sucks that they, the continuity bug came in and ruined crap. Our sales numbers ruined it, but definitely needed more. Actually, I think Chip had said something on Twitter or Tumblr, I can't remember, talking about how he wished Marvel would give more time for comics to flesh out, which I totally agree with. I feel like books need at least 5 issues to really flesh out a story to get readers in. A trade's worth of issues before Marvel steps in. At least give them 10. Like give a run at least 10 issues, because you can tell a pretty damn good story in 10 issues. I've read 10 issues good stories, and I wish this book would have gotten that treatment, but sadly it didn't. And here we are today talking about how much I love it and how sad that it's gone. But as far as the rating goes, definitely a positive charge for this comic. I almost forgot how I rated my books, but definitely a positive charge for Star-Lord 2006 by Chip Zdarsky, Kris Anka, and Matthew Wilson. Say those names right. Yep. I'm good. I remember things very, very good. And I word okay. But definitely check it out if you get the chance. If you have Marvel Unlimited, which you should get if you don't have it, it's nifty, $10 a month. You can read all the comic books out of Marvel that you want, up to 6 months current. So currently now, I can't read any books unless they were at least 6 months old or older. But you definitely get a great back catalog on stuff. I get to check out runs that I wanted to read last year or the year before, but I couldn't because of money or other things. And so now definitely get to check those out. It's a good purchase. Trust me, it is a good deal. And they don't give me money to say that. I wish they did because I say it a lot. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to this portion of the Bry-Fy podcast over on YouTube. Now we're going to get into some nifty nerd news and everything else with the rest of the podcast. So be sure, if you want to hear more, if you like what you're getting on YouTube, head over to podbean.com. You can listen on Google Play, Stitcher Radio, and Spotify, which I'm also on. And of course, always on Apple Podcast. You can find me if you have an iOS device or any of those really cool things like that. And if that's not all, like if you like this even more and you want to help out even more with the podcast, you can head on over to patreon.com/the Bry-Fy podcast, and you can begin a monthly subscription where you get bonus content, shout outs on the show, everything like that. Like this month's Patreons goes out to Walker the Geek and Robin. They have definitely been huge supporters of the podcast for quite some time now. I think it spans years at this point, and they get bonus content. They get advanced interviews. Like sometimes they do interviews that aren't timely, or like don't have like a time frame, and so they get those first before the podcast gets them. And like I'm talking like half a year to a year before the podcast gets some of the interviews, or they get extended like blooper type interview stuff where we just goof off. And so there's some perks. So definitely check it out. It's only $1. That's all I have. Not more, just $1. Not $3, not $5, not $20. I mean, you can do as much as you want, but I only require $1 to get all these things. So definitely go check out Patreon. Definitely check out the rest of my social media: Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, 23andMe. I don't know. Just name it. Farmers Connect. No. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But now it's time to move over to the podcast and the nifty nerd news.